Are you thinking about moving to Gig Harbor and want to know the pros and cons of this great place? Watch this video. Hey everybody, my name is Darren Rivers. I'm the Northwest Realtor and head of the Rivers Group. And today's topic, we are going to talk about all the pros and cons of living in Gig Harbor. We're going to talk about why people are moving here. We're going to talk about why people are moving away from here. I've lived here for over 30 years, so pretty good area expert on what I'm talking about and what attracted me here and why I've stayed this whole time. So let's dig into it right now with the first thing that you should know about Gig Harbor. Okay, so the number one reason I feel people love it here is this just really super nice. I mean, it's a friendly environment. It still has sort of a small town feel, but it's big enough that it has all the amenities like a Costco and a Target and a Les Schwab tires and things like that. But it's got a small town feel. We're down here on the waterfront. It's super nice, super peaceful. For the most part, everybody's just really friendly. It's also dog friendly too. This is a great little walk-in area. A lot of people come down, doesn't matter what time of year. There's water stations that the city put out for the dogs and little poop bags that you can grab so you can keep it all clean. We really don't have a homeless problem to speak of. There's really no graffiti. The crime is really minimal. Of course, we have some crime. Every place has crime. It's just a nice, peaceful, real sense of community. I've lived here for 30 years. I've raised my kids here. We're involved in all the community events, from sporting activities for the kids to the Maritime Festival to just the farmers market right here every Thursday in the summer. So this is just, if you just want nice, this is the definition of nice. On the flip side of that, one of the cons that goes with Gig Harbor is because it's so nice and so desired, it's pretty expensive, at least compared to the surrounding areas. We're one of the more expensive places in Pierce County. We border Kitsap County, who's just north of us here, and we're certainly more expensive than they are, at least the average price point. So if you want to live here, it's going to cost a little bit more. The average house of a price in Gig Harbor, this is average, is just over $900,000. Or if you go over to Tacoma, you're looking in the $650,000 range, and if you go up to Kitsap County, you're also looking that $650,000 range. So we're, 20-30% more expensive here. But there's a reason for it, right? I mean, the con is you pay more, but the pro is it's super nice. The school district's really rated high. It's just, again, I can't say this enough. It's a nice place to live. So really quick with that negative as far as it's being more expensive, yes, for this area, it's more expensive. But you know what? You go up to King County, Bellevue, Kirkland, Redmond, Seattle area, Medina, Mercer Island, man, we are chump change. This is way cheap compared to those places. And if you're one of my many clients that have moved up from California, you're gonna get up here and actually laugh. You're gonna go, I'm getting this house for how much money? Because, I grew up in Los Angeles area. I know what the prices are like down there, the Bay Area. Pretty much all of California, for the most part, is super high-end dollar amount, really expensive. It is way more affordable here. So while it's a con that it's more expensive than our surrounding areas, it's a real big bonus because it's certainly less expensive than many other parts of the country. Okay, so let's go back to the pros. So a positive aspect of this, and think about this, we're on the West Coast. So we get a lot of the benefits that the California residents also have. I mean, we're West Coast weather. It's really mild. Now I know we're further north and it's cooler here in the winter time and it's kind of gray and rainy a little bit right now. We're in the middle of January and Southern California is summer year round. I know, I grew up there. But everything else, we get the same benefits. We don't have really any humidity to speak of. We don't have any bugs. We don't have any poisonous snakes on this side of the mountains. It's just mild. We don't, earthquakes are few and far between. We have had a tornado once in the last 20 years, which is kind of weird, but I was gonna say we really don't have any tornadoes. We don't have hurricanes. We don't have any big natural disaster type things, unless you go back to Mount St. Helens in 1980. So we get all the benefits of the West Coast, great weather, just the West Coast vibe, if you will. And here's another plug, we don't have any state income tax. So when it comes to income tax, we're one of 7 states in the country with no state income tax. So you don't have to worry about that like you do in all the other states surrounding us. Let's flip to the cons. And this is a pro and a con. It's the weather. Okay, so a lot of people have a really bad impression of the Pacific Northwest and the weather, especially in the wintertime, because they just think it rains all the time. Well, here's some actual facts for you. It rains more in Chicago. It rains more in New York. It rains more in Boston. It rains more in Miami. The difference is here we are gray. We are gray, you know, mid-October to March into April. It's gray a lot. It looks like this. Like right now it's not raining, but it's kind of wet. It's gray, it's a little gloomy. We do get a lot of that, but it's really mild, and I'm just wearing a sweatshirt. It's the middle of January. You know, if I was in Boston right now, it's, I don't know what it is, 5 degrees, 15 degrees, and then it could be 50 degrees. It's just really even tempered here. So the negative side is it is gray. People are not out in the sunshine all the time. We have our gray days in the winter for sure. The positive of that is it's not really extreme. It snows a couple times a year, you know, a couple inches. It doesn't really affect life very much at all. It's really pretty mild. On the flip side, our summers are the best place on earth. It's 80 degrees virtually every day. We have no bugs. We have virtually no humidity. It is just super nice. You never get overheated. It's just, I'm telling you, it is the best place on earth in the summer. And in those summer months when it's just beautiful outside, look what you have to enjoy. We have water all around us. So if you're into boating, kayaking, paddleboarding, you know, any water activity, fishing, all of that stuff, it's everywhere. Whether you want the sound and salt water, or there's lakes all over the place for freshwater activities. The mountains are close. I mean, unlike Los Angeles, where it takes 5 hours to get to Mammoth Mountain, and that's if there's no traffic. Going out to the desert takes a couple hours if you want that dry heat. I know the beach is very close to Los Angeles, so that's a benefit. The open ocean for us is a couple hours away, but we're right on the Puget Sound. We have lots of activities. This is an outdoor mecca: mountain biking, hiking, snow skiing, all the water sports that I just mentioned. It's just fantastic. Okay, so we're going to talk about what is both a pro and a con, and it's all relative, okay? And we're going to talk about traffic. So, having grown up in Los Angeles and having friends that are still down there, our traffic's a joke. Like, I mean, that is traffic down there, and they come up here and they look around like, this is what you're complaining about? We have pretty mild traffic. Now, I'm talking about Gig Harbor area. If you go to Seattle, it's a big city. You're gonna have the traffic issues, especially in those rush hour times. Here, our traffic is it's getting worse, right? I mean, we've grown substantially over the last 30 years, so we have more traffic than we used to. We do have those backups during some of those rush hour times, but it truly is rush hour. You know, it's just a really small periods of times. It doesn't last all day long. So the con is there's more people moving here. This is a super desired area. We are growing. Traffic is a bit more of an issue that you got to think about than it used to be. The pro is if you're coming from any kind of big city at all, you're going to think it's a joke and that there's no traffic at all. So it's really subjective on where you're at with that. So here's another funny one for you as far as both being a pro and a con, and it depends who you are and what you're looking for, is nightlife. So Gig Harbor is kind of a quiet little town. We do have some bars and taverns and things like that, but for the most part, there's a couple that stay open late, but for the most part, everything shuts down like at 9 o'clock. You know, I mean, if you're not getting your food order in by 8 or 8:30, you're probably not gonna get a dinner because all the restaurants shut down. There's, you know, the Seven Seas and the flotation device and the saloon and the Hayu Hihi, which are bars that probably have bar food, and they stay open until, you know, midnight, maybe even later. So there are those, but if you're looking for the lively nighttime, you know, activities like a big city would have, like a downtown Seattle, the clubs, things like that, this is not it. This is not where you want to be. You can go over to Tacoma for that. It's only about a 15-20 minute drive to get to downtown Tacoma, where they have plenty of that. But if you want to live in that environment, this isn't it. This is really kind of a mom and pop sort of a town. It's much more of a family environment. So let's talk about employment and employment opportunities here in Gig Harbor. Gig Harbor, you know, we have sort of the services, of course, you know, there's police, there's fire, there's the restaurants, there's all the shops, you know, there's all those things that obviously employ people. But as far as like a big industry or a factory or something like that, we don't really have that here. Those bigger jobs tend to be in the cities like Tacoma, Seattle, the I-5 corridor going up and down has lots of these things. But Gig Harbor, if you're looking for employment type stuff, careers, it's going to be more limited here. Now, you don't have to travel far to do that, and a lot of people live here and work across the bridge. So employment opportunities, if you're looking for that and you want to be super close to work, it might be hit and miss. It just depends what you do for a living. We certainly have some stuff, but it's not a mecca. You know, we don't have an Amazon warehouse here or anything like that. So just be mindful of, if you choose to live here, and if you're still working, where your place of employment is. But these days, with so many people working from home, we have great internet here, I'll tell you that. So if that's a possibility for you, then you have nothing to worry about. So if you are making that commute, or you want to go do the nightlife or get to the airport and you need to cross the Tacoma Narrows Bridge to go over to that side of the water, it's a toll. It's a toll one way. It costs a little over $5 to go from Gig Harbor to Tacoma, but they only charge the one way. It's no charge coming back. And for the residents here, we all have little scanners on our cars, so you don't have to stop at a toll booth and take that time. You just drive right on through, you get a bill once a month, and it's taken care of. So it's not that big of a deal, but there is a small charge to go across that bridge. Let's talk about value, real estate value. Now, Gig Harbor, like I said, it's sought after. This is a desired area. I have people moving from all over the country to be here. They often see these videos just like this on YouTube, contact me, they want to learn more about it, and they end up coming here. And for those reasons, since it is so desired, our property values maintain really well. You know, it does follow the trends that the whole country does. You know, if the whole country is down, we're down a little bit too, but we would be down less. And on those upswings, we seem to be on the higher end of those. It's just the real estate market and the value here has really, really held. Even this slight downturn that we've had over the last year, we haven't had any downturn in prices here. It's been a little bit more flat, whereas other places have actually gone down. We've maintained very well, and now it looks like we're going to be on the rise again. So as far as value for the home that you're buying, as long as you stay in it for a couple years, you're going to be good to go. So if you are interested in learning more about Gig Harbor, just give me a call. I'll tell you everything I know here. Like I said, I've been here for over 30 years. I have raised my kids here. I've been very involved in the community here. So I think I am truly an area expert. So I would love to help you out. If you ever come to town and just want to meet with me and I can show you around, we can drive around and I can point out different things. And hey, also, if you like this video, give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe to my channel. I put out videos all the time educating people about Gig Harbor. So make sure you watch each one, and we'll see you on the next one.